I have a problem, and I want to show you what it is, and maybe run a solution by you here. Here is my intended staircase. And it's going to run to roughly right there, right? 36 inches. So let me go up top and I'll show you where the problem is going to lie. Can you tell? Have you figured it out yet? So, let me lay this out here and show you that this right here is 36 inches, which means when I come up the stairs, I'm going to be bent over this much as I walk up, right? So I'm going to make that step onto the stair and then walk up over to here. That's not going to work for me. That's not going to work for me at all. I have a couple of options. Option number one is I can bring the staircase up, jog the staircase over, and put a landing right here and step onto it. But if you think about that, well, I'm going to gain room down at that end. I'm going to lose a whole bunch of room right in here. So I'm going to go with option number two, which is I'm going to build a ladder to get to the loft. It'll be a nice one. And the reason why I'm going with that option is because I plan on actually only having to use the loft for a couple of years before I build the extra bedroom downstairs. So then this will become a guest room more than anything else. And I could build that loft cheaper, quickly, and I could maximize my space loss. I won't have as much space lost. And to be honest with you, I'm getting to the point where I just want to get into this cabin. So that's what I'm going to do this weekend. I'm going to make that. I got a whole bunch of cleaning up I got to do and a whole bunch of stuff I got to do to get ready to move into this thing because I'm tired of living in the trailer. So I kind of want to explain a couple of things about stairs that I've learned just by reading about them. Number one is everything I read says that the combination of the rise, which is this distance, and the run, which is this distance, should equal about 18 inches, roughly. So the most comfortable a stair in the human mind is, and if you have stairs at home, by all means measure them and see, is for this rise to be roughly around 7 inches. And then this run to be anywhere from 10 to 11 inches, somewhere in there. If you go over that amount, they become uncomfortable when you try and step on them, and our brains have been wired to expect, honestly, the first stair and every other stair after that to be just like it. So I'm using this as an idea and a pattern, but more than likely not the width here. So the reason why this ladder has the wider base on the bottom than the top and stretches out the way that it does is for stability, right? This stretch stops it from going this way, and then the width coming down here stops it from going left and right. But I'm not going to have to worry about that, mainly because it's just going to be attached right here. And it will be permanently affixed there. I thought of doing a couple of different things. One was putting wheels on it, like I'm planning on doing with the bathroom door, where I could just slide it back over into the corner. But honestly, once I put it up there, it might as well stay there. And the other thing is that once I installed these walls here the other day, I guess a couple of weeks ago now, what I didn't realize was that, and I realized it after I did it, these walls were going to be holding a lot of this loft up. So much so that this beam has no use or purpose anymore. So if I were to run that ladder up right here, honestly, if I were to run that ladder up right over here, it's not going to be in the way, and with losing this beam, I still have room to walk underneath the loft. So that's kind of my plan. That's where I'm thinking I'm going to go with it. Also, I've got all of this OSB left over. I want to line out the pantry. I want to line out the bathroom a bit, and I want to line out the kitchen a bit, and get rid of all of this material that I have on the floor this weekend, because it's in the way, and it's going to be in the way when I move in here. So that's kind of what I got planned. Hopefully it'll work out. Okay. It's like 80 7/8. I'm going to run a couple of studs right here to tie in this, give it a little bit more strength, and that's going to allow me to run a 2x4 on the inside of that one, which will give me the front of a shelf that's going to be here, and I can do multiple shelves there. And that'll give me the same distance. Check. Yeah, that'll be sweet. I'm going to cut those by hand though. What did I say? $80 7/8. Come on. There we go. Come on. There. Bugger. Come on. Actually, trim a bit off the end of that, I think. I cut that other one to 36 inches, that piece of OSB, and then I subtracted out the 3.5 inches, which is the width of this, so that I could get it to stand up straight before I went ahead and nailed this end in. So now I'm going to go back in and nail that end. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up, get all this junk off the floor, and put it up on this shelf. But basically what I ended up doing was running the 2x4 across the front and a 2x4 in the back all the way across as well. And then I had a piece of OSB that was pretty much already cut down to size. I had to trim a little bit off the end. It's not the permanent solution, but that will be a shelf when it is done. There will be a shelf at that height. And then more than likely I'll have extra shelves up above here as well. It's kind of nice being able to tie it in right here where I did, so I'll be able to tie all those other ones in there as well, and then tie them into that back beam too. Overall, very satisfied with how that turned out. Let me get this all cleaned up and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. I've been fighting this for a long time. I brought in the Optima battery and put it down here, and then installed a light up above there, and it's pretty cool because it's a dimmer light. Right, there's 100, there's 75, there's 50, there's 25%. Back to 100 again, and it's just touch on and off. So now I have a light in the pantry. We'll show you what that looks like here. It's actually pretty bright. I have more lights, but that's the one that I wanted to get set up first, and then I got creative. And then I got creative and went ahead and installed this one. Am I at 100%? It's 100, it's 75, 50, 25. These are 12 volt RV lights, and I'm probably going to order another package of them. There's 5 to a package, so pretty awesome. Very, very easy to be off-grid. This is a temporary location for this one and for the other one. I'm going to actually mount them when I get the ceiling put in. I'll go ahead and I'll mount them straight to the ceiling. There's only a couple of screws holding them, but it sure makes it nice having some light back there. Good morning. getting ready to head into town and pick up the lumber I need for the ladder to the loft. And normally when I get home and I pull out or I fill up with propane, I get home, I pull the tanks out and I cover them up so they don't get all covered in snow. Didn't do that last night, so I had to uncover those. I had to uncover the snow off the truck. We're from 3 to 5 inches of snow going on. It's pretty, but I think when I get back today, I'm going to have to pull up the extra extension cord I have running over here to the trailer from the generator, and move the generator out of the way and fire up the snowblower and give the driveway a good shot. I think we've probably gotten maybe 6 inches to a foot of snow over the last week and a half. And I really haven't run the snowblower because it's come in small waves and small spurts, and then we get windy and it blows a lot of it away. So I'll probably do that when I get back, but let's head to Kenai, to the orange store, and get the lumber we need. It's always pretty the first snow, or driving over the snow for the first time after it's been snowing. Okay, lumber loaded. It might be a little damp when I get home. This is super cool though. It's just dumping here right now. I do love the snow. I do love it. Okay, let's get out of here. So I picked up, oof, that was interesting. So I picked up two 10-foot 2x6s. I got the straightest grain I could possibly find, the straightest boards I could possibly get. Those will be my outside rails, and then I picked up some, and that was white wood. So, I mean, it's really, really white in color, and I'll show you when we get back to the cabin and I lay everything out. And then I picked up 3 2x6 by, well, 2x6.5, so basically 2x6 studs. And those are fir, so they've got kind of a darker color. I think that'll look pretty sharp with it, and I'm going to use those for treads. I think that'll look super sharp with the darker treads under the, you know, in the loft ladder and lighter sides. I think it'll look pretty sharp. And then I picked up a box of Timberlock 4-inch wood screws. So I'll pre-drill and then lock, and then run 2 screws in on each side of each tread. And then I also picked up a Craig pocket hole jig because I'm going to start doing something, I think, with cabinets in the kitchen, and I need a pocket hole jig for that. And it's one of those things you buy once in a lifetime, and then you have it forever. So I got that today as well. It's really, really dumping out here. Let me flip the camera around. I'll show you a little bit of the weather, especially here on bridge access, because this area, and I think I've stated it before, gets a lot of wind, and so the snow drifts just start piling up. It's super, super cool. It's super cool. I love it. So I'm going to spin the camera around and show you guys that as well. This road hasn't even seen a plow yet today. I'll tell you what, that's still the best investment I think I've made this year. That thing is just a beast. It literally fired up on one pole, and I have not used it in probably a month and a half. Got most of the driveway taken care of. Went ahead and did down this way, kind of open it up a bit, because I'm expecting us to have a thaw here eventually. I'm not going to park the snowblower back over into there. I'm going to use this area over here for the generator for right now. Got the area cleared out, going back here where I usually back into. Got the Weber freed up because I'm going to throw a ribeye steak on the barbecue tonight. Got a great deal on them at 3 Bears. And then cleared out my path there on the side of the solar panel. That's where I throw my liquid waste. So, you know, I got dishwater, that kind of stuff. If I'm not going to pour it down the drain and have it run out over that way, I'm going to take it and throw it out over there. And I use biodegradable everything, so even though that's going to be the garden area next year, I'm not worried about it. But look at how much snow I have back here. This is crazy. Somewhere underneath there is a side box smoker, or an offset smoker, as Scotty from Scotty's Backyard Barbecue will say. That was my wood box for the last couple of years for campfire wood. And then even though the generator's not back over there, I ran the snowblower back as far as I felt comfortable doing it, and I remembered to get the extension cord pulled out. I'll pull that extension cord back over to plug it back in there. And then I ran it in over here too, so that the ladies, I would have a little bit better access to them, and gentlemen. Well, hello. And how are we doing this fine day? Where's the red birds? Huh? Buck, 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 buck. Where's the red birds? They're inside their little nesting box there, huh? Okay, so I got to get those 2x6s out of the truck. Get rid of some snow here. I'm going to back that truck up and maybe get rid of the snow back over there, so it's not in the driveway. Haul those in, let them dry out while I'm doing a few other things inside the cabin. So I need to place this kind of where it's going to go to get the proper angle for the loft. And I'm using where the ladder's kind of sitting right now as a guide point. All right, let me get a ladder up here. There we go. I've never done this before, but as usual, I've watched a video. So to get that angle down there, I need to measure a straight line across here from the floor. And that will, let me sharpen this pencil up here. That'll give me an angle that if I cut on that same line, that same angle, that'll be a flat point exactly on the floor. And I need to make sure that both of these have that exact same angle on the bottom. And also, I'm not going to cut all of this off. I'm going to leave part of this a little long, so when it gets to the top, you've got something to hang on to as you step up. Let me sharpen this up. Should move that camera over here too so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me do that. So we know the loft is level, or I know the loft is level. I know that the subfloor that I put on here is level, and I know that that is the angle that I'm looking for my ladder. So by drawing this straight line right here, drawing the straight line right here, that will give me the degrees or pitch or however you want to call it that it needs to be. Let's see what I got here. I'm always terrible at this. Okay, so let's do it this way. No, that's good. Let's do it this way. Okay. looks like 21 right there. Actually, that's a little bit better to do it that way, I think. Okay, now I'm looking at 14. So just shy of the 15 mark. If I go 15, I kind of already got that cut where I want it. Okay, so I'm going to call that, let me call that 15. I'll make that 15 degrees. Yeah, that'll be a better angle. Okay, so I know that I want the 15 degrees, so using the speed square here, I made my pivot point and I left it so that I had enough room to actually rest the whole speed square on here. It's gonna mean it's gonna be a little shorter on top, but not by much, maybe 6 inches, right? So by doing that, pivot point there, 15 degrees there, I got my line right here. I'm gonna cut one. And then I'll lay this on top of the other one and cut the other one so it's exactly the same. And then I'll measure out the total length that I want on top. And then I'll clean that up as well. The only real consideration I had to make when I lined that cut up was which side of the board I wanted to face the wall. So the deeper part of that 15% was the side that I don't want to see, and this is the side that I do want to see. And that looks like it's pretty much perfect, doesn't it? Okay, and then, like I mentioned in the parking lot of the orange store, these are pretty white, and hopefully you'll be able to tell the difference in the color here of what I'm going to use for the steps. Quite a bit darker color, a lot richer orange, so that when I finish this staircase or this loft ladder, it'll look pretty sharp when it's done. I'll be pretty happy with how it's going to look. Now, the other thing I have to decide is I have to decide on the width of the stairs. And the video that I watched said that legally they're not supposed to be any shorter than 16 inches. 18 inches seemed like a really good width, because as far as these go, I can get like 6, 4, 5 out of each one of these. I get 5 steps, and then I need to decide the spacing that I'm going to have in here, knowing that the one that where it crosses the very top of the floor, there's going to be a stair right there, right on the top. So when you make that step, you'll actually be level with the floor on the very top. And then when I lay these out, I need to make sure that I lay them all out at that 15 degree mark as well. So if I decide that they're going to be 8-inch steps, right, the bottom won't have any step at all. If I decide they're going to be 8-inch steps, then every 8 inches I have to make that 15 degree angle for those stairs so that the stairs are completely flat as they go across. And I think that's probably going to do it for me for today. I got a ribeye I want to get ready to throw on the grill tonight. And it's sunny outside, blue skies, kind of pretty, and I don't really want to miss that. So we will wrap that up for now. I don't have to put that away, but I will take all the camera gear and stuff in there with me. You know, sometimes it doesn't seem like I get much done on a day, but I did get rid of all the OSB that was laying underneath the futon, so I got that whole wall closed in. I got the bases cut on these so that they're good to go, and they're laying in the position they're going to be laying in. I got this whole room cleaned out, and then I got a shelf built up on there where I threw all the scrap lumber. And it'll be kind of tough to see in here, I'm sure, because it's dark, but I'll find a use for just about all of that lumber, and if I don't, it's going to the burn pile, but I wanted to get it up off the floor so that the floor can continue to dry out. Next project I'm going to tackle after this weekend is going to be probably the bathroom, because I got some lighting, and I'd like to start wiring some lights for in here, inside here, and then maybe even the kitchen. I'm going to start working on countertops over there as well. I guess I'm my own worst critic, but I'm pretty happy with how everything seems to be turning out. Okay. Shoot. It's like exactly the height of this ladder right here. And like I said, I'm going from the back. So that'd be 1, that'd be 2, 3. Get rid of that. 4. Get rid of that. 5. 6. 7. And 8. And that'll be my first rung. All right. Okay. So if I have my mark right here and I pivot this out, to 15, which is right here, and then I come back and draw my line, so that's gone, that's gone. And then I line up this one And I line up this one. Then that'll be the space between each one of the rungs on the ladder. Bacon and tomato. Oh, I really love the different colors of lumber. I think it's going to look really nice when I oil it up. did. Nice. I think that that is about as close as I'm going to get. Let's try it out, shall we? I mean, I don't want to get too crazy because I don't have it secured, and I do plan on mounting a couple of hooks on the inside. Actually, it's probably put that one. It's kind of where I want it to be, right about there. I do plan on mounting a couple of hooks on the top here that will come through the plywood and wrap around that beam, but you'll still be able to move it out of there. Let's take a look. It's pretty stable, pretty darn stable, except for the shimmy back and forth. I'm very happy with it. Nice. Pretty comfortable to climb as well. All right, there it is. Got a lot done this weekend. Got that OSB out of underneath the futon, so that's on the floor now and everything else is drying out. I sheeted this side of the kitchen, which will be fine because I'm going to be bringing plumbing through there anyway, but I got a shelf put up in the pantry so that I can get all the wood off the floor, all the scrap stuff. I don't know what I'm going to use or what's going to make it to the campfire this year. And I got the ladder to the loft 99.9% complete. Like I said, I do want to put those hooks up on top so that basically I'll be able to lift this up and drop it into, so it'll come over a little more, right? It'll come over like right here. And I'll be able to drop it into some holes that I'll cut on the backside here to stop this ladder from going this way or bouncing back out, especially because we get earthquakes up here like nobody's business. And then I will duplicate those same holes back over on that side so that I can move this out of the way and put it over there. You know, if I've got company over and nobody's going up to the loft, or even if they want to climb up to the loft, they can climb up over there. Pretty happy overall. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to head into Kenai again and pick up a bed. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'll have a king-size bed up there. And now I'm thinking that I'm going to probably be framing some cupboard space over on this side, like a closet, and framing some space over on that side, like drawers, you know, like a chest of drawers, but I'll frame it into the wall, so that way it'll probably actually just open up like a cabinet with shelves. But that'll give me storage for the clothing and stuff that I have, winter boots, different seasonal stuff. But yeah, it was a good weekend all the way around. I'm Sean in Alaska. Thank you guys for watching. If you have not done so and you think this might be your cup of tea, by all means, hit that subscribe button down below and give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you got any questions, comments, I usually try and go live on Sundays pretty much all the time, except from May through September when I can't really get online. But click your notifications to all, and I'm going to fire this heater back up and kick back and relax and maybe read an audiobook. Have a great day, guys. Nice. Bye.